Sunlight floods the cluttered apartment, illuminating dust motes dancing around Michael, who is amidst a chaotic sea of particle board. He sits cross-legged, a man wrestling with furniture and fate, sweat beads on his forehead as he grapples with a stubborn camlock. Boxes overflow with memories, a life unpacked and scattered. The golden light casts a warm glow over the chaos, a strange kind of peace amidst the construction. The cordless phone buzzes urgently on a table buried under clutter, a stark contrast to the silence of the room. Michael, in his mid-20s, his stained t-shirt speaks volumes of a life in disarray, reaches for the insistent phone. A glint of metal flashes as he answers, a screw stubbornly lodged between his teeth, a barrier to clear speech. He pauses, phone in hand, the screw a silent testament to his distracted existence. The cluttered apartment fades into soft focus as the call connects, the buzzing replaced by a tense expectancy. His eyes narrow, a flicker of annoyance crossing his face as he prepares to navigate the interruption. In the dimly lit apartment, shadows dance across the cluttered desk, hinting at untold stories. Suddenly, the shrill ring of a phone cuts through the silence, demanding attention. A voice echoes, laced with urgency. Is this Michael? The question hangs heavy in the air, promising a revelation. A cluttered desk is the focal point in the dimly lit apartment, papers strewn haphazardly, hinting at a mind consumed by chaos. Amidst the disarray, a half-eaten sandwich teeters on a stack of files, evidence of a life too absorbed to care for itself. The room speaks of a life lived on the edge of order, a space where brilliance and disorder coexist uneasily. This is Senior Investigator Brian Miller with the Federal Trade Commission. A voice echoes, your social security number has been linked to serious criminal activity in Texas. Michael lowers himself wearily to the floor, the weight of the world pressing down on his shoulders. The plush carpet offers little comfort as he leans against the sofa, a fortress against despair. A sigh escapes his lips, heavy with the bitter taste of realization. In his eyes, the crushing certainty dawns. He recognizes the scam, a cruel twist of fate. Sunlight floods the sparsely furnished apartment, illuminating dust motes in the air. Michael stands with arms crossed, his skeptical expression a clear challenge. His doubt hangs heavy in the air as he considers the implications. Criminal activity? In Texas? I haven't been to Texas since '04 for a wedding with regrettable brisket. Sunlight streams through dusty blinds, casting long shadows across the sparsely furnished apartment. The air is thick with unspoken tension, an invisible weight pressing down on the room. Brian, V.O. His voice cuts through the silence, firm and urgent. Sir, this is not a joke. There are warrants, Brian warns, his words echoing in the empty space. Inside a dimly lit apartment, Michael stares blankly, lost in the labyrinth of his thoughts. His brow furrows, a storm of irritation brewing beneath the surface as he replays a phone call. Each word echoes in the silence, a haunting reminder of unspoken tensions. His eyes reflect a mix of frustration and simmering anger, emotions threatening to erupt. He clenches his jaw, fighting to contain the rising tide of resentment within. The weight of unresolved conflict hangs heavy in the air, suffocating and inescapable. Inside the apartment, a plan begins to form. A slow smile curls Michael's lips, hinting at mischief. The smile deepens, now wicked and full of intent. His eyes gleam with newfound inspiration. Michael has an idea, and it promises trouble. Dim light casts long shadows in the worn apartment, dust motes swirling in the stagnant air. Silence hangs heavy, broken only by Brian's disembodied voice echoing through the room. Do you understand the gravity of this, sir? Brian asks, his tone grave and urgent. The shadows seem to deepen, clinging to the furniture as if listening intently to the unseen conversation. The room holds its breath, awaiting an answer that may never come. In a well-furnished apartment, Michael stands, a figure of controlled energy, gesturing emphatically as he speaks. Michael's intense gaze conveys the gravity of the situation, a stark contrast to the room's opulence. "Oh, absolutely. It sounds incredibly serious, Brian," he says, his voice laced with concern. "May I call you Brian?" Before we proceed, however, I have one crucial question for protocol. Sunlight paints stripes across a silent apartment. Dust motes swirl in the golden beams. Stillness hangs heavy, broken only by the faint hum of the city beyond the window. A lingering sense of expectancy fills the room. A moment suspended in time. Brian, VO. Echoes in the silence, a solitary thought hanging in the air. "A question?" he asks, the query a subtle ripple in the quiet. Michael stands alone in his apartment, phone clutched tightly to his ear, a furrow in his brow. His voice is edged with suspicion, a subtle tension underlying his words as he speaks into the receiver. "Yes," he starts, his eyes narrowed slightly, questioning the unseen voice on the other end. "Regarding recording," Michael continues, pausing for effect, his gaze fixed and intense. He inquires, "You mentioned this is an official FTC line. So, is this call being recorded for quality and training purposes?" A wry smile plays on his lips as he concludes. "Or is it for comedy purposes?" An unsettling silence blankets the apartment, thick and heavy. The air is still, devoid of even the slightest whisper. A palpable tension pervades every corner of the room. The silence amplifies the unspoken, unseen drama. In his apartment, Michael gestures emphatically, his brow furrowed as he speaks to Brian, unseen but clearly present. "See, Brian," Michael insists, his voice rising with passion. "If it's for training, I'll need to be much more diligent." He leans forward, emphasizing his words. "Use my full vocabulary. Enunciate my account numbers clearly." A mischievous glint enters his eyes. "But if it's for comedy, then I have some material." He grins, ready to perform. I could really lean into the confused middle-aged dad angle. Michael lies motionless on the carpet, eyes fixed on the ceiling. A dusty cobweb clings to the ceiling, a fragile, forgotten world. He stares at the intricate, silken threads, lost in thought. Silence fills the room, broken only by the softest whisper of breath. Michael, in his apartment, gestures wildly, lost in thought as he crafts his next performance. "Maybe throw in a bit about my knee clicking," he muses, voice dripping with playful self-deprecation. He continues, animated, "Or my profound distrust of QR codes. That's a solid 5 minutes right there." His eyes gleam with anticipation, already envisioning the audience's reaction. The apartment is silent, save for the faint, muffled sounds coming from the telephone receiver. An unseen hand covers the receiver, deepening the mystery of the unheard exchange. The muffled sounds suggest a secret being guarded, a conversation intentionally obscured. The air is thick with unspoken words, the silence amplifying the tension of the hidden call. Silence hangs heavy in the apartment, broken only by the distant murmur of a phone call. An undercurrent of unease fills the room, amplifying the quiet. The muffled voice on the phone hints at the drama unfolding beyond the walls. "Sir, this is a federal investigation line," Brian's voice echoes, a sharp edge to his words. "We do not record for comedy." The weight of the unspoken words lingers, unanswered in the air. Michael stands amidst towering stacks of books, a wry smile playing on his lips. He gestures dismissively, his eyes sparkling with amusement. "Pity," he begins, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Criminal activity in Texas?" Michael scoffs, incredulous. "My most illicit activity this week was using light roast on medium dark coffee." Sunlight stripes across the floor of the sparsely furnished room, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. Brian, disheveled and haunted, confronts his fractured reflection in a cracked mirror. "Brian, VOO, his voice laced with self-loathing. "You are a stupid man. You will be arrested." The American accent falters, revealing a world of frustration beneath the surface. Michael glares at the coffee maker, frustration etched on his face. Steam curls lazily from the machine, a silent taunt to his brewing woes. He mutters under his breath, grappling with the mysteries of modern appliances. Well, when the Comedy Central booking agents call, tell them I'm available for roasts. Literally. I still don't understand my coffee maker, he continues. The coffee maker stands defiant, a monument to his morning struggle. Silence descends as the line goes dead. Michael stares blankly, the weight of unspoken words hanging heavy in the air. With a delicate slowness, Michael lowers the handset, his fingers lingering on the cold plastic. He gently places the handset on his chest, a fragile shield against the silence. Stillness envelops him as he lies there, the world outside fading into insignificance. His gaze drifts upwards, lost in a labyrinth of thoughts and unresolved feelings. The room is filled with unanswered questions, a heavy, unspoken narrative. Michael jolts awake, his joints protesting with loud pops, a symphony of morning aches filling the small apartment. He squints, a grimace twisting his features as he reaches for the bookshelf instructions. The instruction manual is now in his hands, a daunting diagram of panels, screws, and cryptic symbols. His eyes dart across the page, a mixture of confusion and mounting dread clouding his expression. A heavy sigh escapes his lips, the weight of the impending task settling upon him. He steels himself, determination flickering amidst the reluctance in his eyes. Michael grabs a worn, cheesy wrench, its handle slick with the ghosts of countless repairs. He assesses the wobbly shelf, a playful glint in his eyes. "All right, Brian, let's see if we can get this shelf to stand up," Michael declares, a hint of amusement in his tone. He jests, "That's a real crisis," as he prepares to tackle the minor domestic challenge.